So today just gonna share with you guys about like how I basically like I always chase like after men. It's just like I know it's probably like really not like encouraged because it's always like like a man should be the one like chasing like girls and be like the one who's taking the first move. But according to like my experience, I'm just here to like share you guys that honestly like because I always do it, I don't actually feel like it really benefits me or and I think I wouldn't regret doing that, and I still would do that like in the future or now. But if I really like some guy, I would do that, like I would take like, the first move. And for me, I think like it's okay for girls to do this. It's okay for me to do this because honestly, if you do this, then you get like the upper hand that that the guys would actually like either like accept you or like not really like be open to it. Because honestly, if a guy actually likes you and he tries to make a first move on you, you might find it creepy, especially if you don't like him or he's just not up to your like good looking standards, and he's just gonna like feel like really you know obviously rejected because he's not like like for you. So basically, yeah. And like I want to also share that last time I was like, because I chase men and stuff like that, I don't actually know like the actual sense of like commitment or any sense of it. Like last time I used to share about my previous guys, and I just think that in my experience of that, I really feel like it's just I don't learn anything. Like I guess it's like more about like putting yourself first and stuff like that. But to be honest, like, cause I have a narcissistic traits. Like I am a narcissist in that sense. Like I'm not diagnosed, but I take tests, and obviously, because like according to Carl Jung, like because I do have and I share like some psychotic symptoms, like supposedly schizophrenia, but I don't really like use that on me because I don't want to be labeled. And it's not about like matter of seeking help or not, because I simply don't want anybody to help me, and I simply don't really trust anybody who's trying to like get me out of who I really am, like because I've been sick for years and nothing helps me. So I don't really care much about like professional treatment, especially the psychiatry system, because it's just so messed up for me and I personally don't believe in it. So yeah, and like all of my like whole life, I really think I just kind of like struggle to come into terms of like the perfect guy and stuff like that, because for me like I know like nobody's perfect, and obviously because I've never been in a committed relationship, I still sometimes like idealize myself being with someone who's like perfect for me. But it's not like all the time. It's just that I wish for that. And to be honest, if you want to go after someone like, and if he rejects you, obviously you feel like really like depleted and stuff like that. You feel like really sad. But all I can tell you, tell to get out of that is that obviously it hurts. But like for me, I always, personally, because like I've been in a committed relationship and all the time, I would always like go after a man instead of them chasing after me. I would say that there's all like for me, I would think there's always someone ideal for me, and it doesn't have to be like a real person. It's just an idea that that there's always something, and someone who would always be much better than just some guy. Because like for me, I'm pretty much like in this phase where okay, I do like a guy and I would want to be with him. And since like I have always this pattern of like like knowing that my entire like lacking a man is always gonna end up in some kind of like silence, like some kind of like they ignore my text and don't read it for a long time, and I get really like very like really upset about it. But the only thing that I kind of like rationalized like the frustration is that it's always been happening in the past, so like I wouldn't know what to expect. Now it's just like that. But to be honest, it still hurts me, but I know what is going to come. Like for me, I always think there's always a pattern. Like for me, maybe I'm just unlucky. But if you also like know any pattern that about your past, like lacking somebody, or you are where you are right now and you feel like somebody else, like it's really like important to know like what, you know, what went wrong in the past, or what is the red flag, not necessarily in guy, but like in the pattern of relationships. Because you know, for me, I'm just talking because I have like a lot of casual, like because of lacking is casual, but I wouldn't consider it my relationships because they're always like for someone else or they blocked me. So I think like for me, I would already know like what to expect. But also, if you know that if things don't work out, and it is in this guy or girl that you like don't work out, like I think it's really like important for you to just know that it's okay to be hurt. But like I know like how to rationalize pain, according to my view on how I see myself, is just to know that there's always like someone, an idea that this person is idea that can like bring you like your idealistic like a person. Because like I struggle with like honestly like just seeing like reality as it is. Like I would want someone that perfect. Not sure if it's like I like because of the past that I'm lucky and they let me first want to go, which it hurts, and or he blocks me like they block me, the guys I like. But for me, I've just come into terms that I just don't want to see myself as someone who can get thrown away like that easily. That's why I'm just like just thinking about something that really brings me some kind of comfort, because I really am sensitive to like any kind of pain. Like they rejecting me or they just throwing me away is like, you know, like just making me feel as though I'm easy to get thrown away, which is like really not the case. Because for me, like I would just think that I wouldn't want to think there's anything that is called rejection, because nobody wants to take that. And especially for me, because I have narcissistic traits, I don't like being rejected, I don't like criticism. I would linger to and hold on to that criticism for so long, like for even in a month. A lot of times I'd have flashbacks about it. So basically, yeah, I wouldn't want to let someone like reject me or throw me away. Like at this point in time, I'm really done, because from like last time until now, that I feel like I am just like having that like frustration that I'm really like easy to like throw away, which is like really just not the case. And I used to be, and I still struggle with it. Sometimes I have that feeling sometimes, but I realize that the right people would always like be with you. And you know, like I'm just really like I hope for a lot of things, and I wish for a lot of things, even though it's not happening. And I don't really manifest it, because like I don't do those things, though I can be in situations with like, because I'm a psychic and stuff like that. But I really just wish right now that things go well for me, and I don't want to blame myself just because someone doesn't really want me in their life. And I'm still learning that. So basically, like if you want to like someone, just go ahead. Because last time I like someone, and obviously I was struggling with that. But like right now at this point of time, I'm just saying that like it's really just about like also like being okay with being by yourself. And I'm not talking about like, oh, like I'm afraid of being alone, or I have a lot of issues that I really just, you know, just like, yeah, I hate, like I don't know what people think, but maybe they're just unhappy with themselves. It's just like I'm unhappy with myself too, but I just want to just like say it across, like it's okay to be your own self and be with yourself, and be like okay. Because like sometimes this, like the guy or the girl you like is like just like not like really bringing any kind of like comfort to you, which is why I'm really like anxious like around guys I like. Because obviously they aren't really like my ideal type, and I always tend to get like ignored. But right now I'm just like okay, Like I'm okay with being single. I'm okay with thinking a lot of like nice things for myself. I'm okay accepting myself who I am. So and then yeah, so and I always get really paranoid. Like I'll be like, oh, there's always like someone else, cause like I used to get like not cheated on, but they always leave me for someone else, and I'm just like right now I still get suspicious, even though there's like no reason for me to get suspicious about, and I'm just like you're just thinking that there's always someone who is always gonna be there for the other person's convenience. Like if you like someone, then the person comes along, and like, at this point I'm just like I don't really know what to tell myself because like I still have that like suspicions, but I think that I view it in a way that for me is like because I'm kind of heartless and reckless and stuff. I'd be like, okay, that girl wants to be with him, or or whatever. Then I'll just feel like I'm gonna let it be, and I'm not gonna think that it's just because like it's my like fault or something. I just let it be like that. And obviously, like nowadays, I feel like it's so easy to like snatch anybody away from anyone. Like, and I feel like it always happens like when I was younger too, and I first had like my first guy and stuff like that. So I think like it's really just like you know really just disappointing to me. So yeah, and I'm just saying that it's okay and you should go ahead and like whoever you want, but whatever like mistakes they have, like don't ever like own it. Like especially if you have narcissistic traits, whatever, like own it. I think like if this person is like having a lot of imperfections, that you should put up with it because you shouldn't. And for me, I'm really just pretty much done with it. And I'm just also gonna talk that I already like told you guys I have an narcissistic trait, so I think like kind of like moving forward, I think like I just want to not really say much because obviously it's my personality and it can be a problem for me, but at the times I enjoy it. And yeah, but for me I'm just like I still get really hurt by people who like betray and backstabs me or like leave me like a lot of criticism, and I wouldn't want to admit that I'm wrong. So that's like the like my personality like problem. To me it's not really a problem, it's just that how my brain like processes it is a problem. Like for example, I could just be listening to music and I would be like suddenly I just like a flashback of like a criticism or someone not liking me, and I just like just suddenly remember it, which is like really bad for me. And I think I'm still working on how to be okay with myself and to let it pass. So well, like I'm just sharing that if you want to like a guy and if he rejects you, like that man ain't like your world. Like your man is always gonna not really like put you in like a lot of misery. But for me, I think like who cares if that guy rejects you, because there's always a lot of other guys, like nicer guys that can treat you like nicer. And because I used to always take it really personally, because when I see like maybe it's like rejection if a guy doesn't want me, right? And I would think about it. I'm just like, and I'm like, I don't want to feel like it's really like my shortcoming just because he cannot see that I'm worth it. And I do struggle with like I really think I don't really see myself in a good light, or I easily get influenced by like opinions of others. And obviously it really does hurt if like a guy rejects me, but I'm like it's really like I'm really just over it. Like I just want to like be alright with myself. And if a guy rejects you, if you have other guy friends that you can make. And the only thing I want to highlight is if you don't want to feel much more emptier than you feel, because guys who don't respect you, like who make you feel uneasy, never give men a second chance. The first chance, you just have to either distance yourself away from the guy or cut him off completely. The only thing that I'm warning you guys about is that a guy is only a good guy when he is your friend who won't ask you for nudes or sex, because that is just one. Because I was really a reckless and playful girl last time, and I realized that guys can always do this kind of like news or sex things, which is like it's okay, but some guys can be really very reckless and not caring, which I say in my previous videos that men can be uncaring. So I think like just like just like just like not having a friend who only wants that, because that is not gonna be okay unless you can trust him, unless you know him for some time. But the rest, like just spontaneously, is not good. And I know it happens, like people have like those like spontaneous like sexual encounters. It's like it's up to you, but for me, I've had enough, because I'm just really sensitive to a lot of rejection. And obviously recently, after my experiences with like guys before, and also as I get older, I get more sensitive, and I want to close off my circle of people that I know, and so that I wouldn't have to damage myself further, because I do not like people just enter my life, or in my life, like I'm just gonna cut someone off if they disrespect me, because I'm really sensitive, and I'm pretty sure women are emotional, and I get emotional too. So in that sense, like I'm just like warning to the girls that you only have a good friend who is healthy if he doesn't ask you for news or sex, like apart from other like shortcomings, which I know I can blame a lot about it, but you only have a okay guy friend who doesn't ask you for news or sex, because that is like the worst, because it can make you feel much emptier, and especially if the guy just like box you out of nowhere. So like just a warning. And I don't have like any magic potion or something like how do I get a guy, and if I want to chase him, how do I really get him to be with me. Like I have no answers for that. But honestly, I just think like just if you want to do something, go for it, because nobody's gonna stop you. And I think that's the only thing that can be done. And I think that's just what I want to say about like me viewing man and viewing all these things about, I don't know, attraction or not, because obviously I'm still asexual and I'm at it every day, so I'm just like sharing guys my experience and my viewpoint. So and yeah, and just me being narcissistic with my traits. So yeah, and I'll see you guys like in the next video.